Today I'm sharing some super simple creative Easter decor ideas that will make your home festive for the season. Welcome to the Chic Show. Today's playlist is hosted by Krista's Crafty Life and Rustic and Lace DIY. Don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box below as well. I got this sign from Dollar General on their clearance day, so I only paid a few cents for this particular sign. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove this top piece. I used a little bit of Waverly Antique wax mixed with water to stain around the frame. I have 3 popsicle sticks that I'm going to use to make the shape of a carrot, and I'm going to be cutting these in a graduated form so that there are about 8 different lengths. Once I have them cut to the lengths that I want, I'm just arranging them onto my frame. And then I'm going to tape them down so that I can paint them. I'm using this color orange mixed with a little bit of antique wax. I did give them each 2 coats of paint. While those are set aside to dry, I'm going to take this peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree and I'm going to cut it so that it will fit inside the frame. Once I have it cut to size, I'm just going to remove the backing and place it onto the frame. Now that my carrot is dry, I'm going to arrange the pieces onto the frame and then glue them on with some hot glue. I have these little stamps that I bought on Amazon, and I'm going to be stamping an Easter word on each of the popsicle sticks. I had this random fern piece in my stash, and I'm just going to be clipping that and adding some pieces to the top for my carrot. And once again, my glue of choice for this project is hot glue, and I'm going to glue that greenery piece to the top and add a twine bow. This is one of the chunkier wood rabbits from Dollar Tree from last year, and I've given it a coat of Waverly chalk paint and plaster. And now I'm tracing around the rabbit on one of IOD's Delft Traditions paint inlay. I did cut another piece out of the paint inlay to place in the center of the bunny because I didn't want it to be exactly the same all over. So I'm just kind of cutting out around the piece that I'm going to add in the middle so that I can add each of these pieces separately. Paint inlays do need to be placed down into wet paint. So I've added a second coat here just on the top portion of the bunny where I'm adding this first paint inlay. You also want to spritz the paint inlay with water. And then I'm just going to continue to add paint and add the paint inlays all over the bunny. Now that everything is in place, I'm going to spritz it one more time with that water and set it aside to dry until it is absolutely completely dry. I waited till the next day simply because anytime I do it any earlier, it never turns out right. Now that it's dry, I am going to spritz it again with more water and dab that excess water away, and then I'm going to pull away each of these pieces, and you can see how this turns out. I did have a little space over to the right there that was a little sparse, but I'm gonna just let it be. Once I remove all the pieces, I'm going to let the paint dry completely, and then it's best to use a spray sealer over a paint inlay, at least at first, so that the paint does not smear. Now I'm going to make a little flour sack ripped bow and tie that together. I decided to add a little button to the center of my bow, so I chose this little white flower, and then I added a little blue button to the center of it. And once I hot glue the bow to the bunny, this little project is complete and ready for my Easter decorations. This next carrot project, I'm using this little frame that I had previously painted and not used, another wallpaper, and 3 of these Easter signs from Dollar Tree. I cut my wallpaper to fit and placed it inside the frame. I removed 1 carrot from each of the signs, and I started to paint on the back, but there was some hot glue and things on the back that I didn't want to mess with, so I flipped them back over, and I'm just going to paint over the front. This is a fusion paint, and I've forgotten what color it is, some kind of a brown color, but I'm just going to paint over the entire carrot because I'm going to age this in a few minutes and I want that dark color to come back through. So I gave it 2 coats of that paint, and now I'm using Pentart's 2-step crackle medium, and I'm adding step 1 on the entire carrot, and then I will let that dry completely. Once the first step was dried, I added the second step, and I let that dry completely as well. This actually still looks wet, but it's not. It is dry, and I'm going to paint in long strips without going back and forth with orange paint just on the carrot portion. You can already see those crackles coming through. Now, although the stem of the carrot is not really going to show, I am going to give it a coat of green paint. I printed out "Welcome to our patch," and I'm going to trace these words with some carbon paper onto each carrot. So I've taped them in place, and I'm going to place my carbon paper under there. I'm going to start tracing, and I am going to check it just to be sure that it's coming through so that I don't have to trace the whole word and then find out it didn't work. So this is working just fine, so I'll continue to trace around each one of these words. And now, using this painter's pen, I'm going to color in all of the words. I want to add some greenery to the carrot, so I'm using pieces of boxwood that I believe I got from Walmart. And I'm just clipping off those ends, and then each carrot will get 2 of them that I will secure with some hot glue. I used a little bit of jute twine to cover up those areas that had the hot glue between the carrot and the stem. And one I just placed a bow on, that will be the one that's going to be in the middle, and then the other 2 I wrapped some twine around the top of each. The middle carrot is a little bit shorter than the top one and the bottom one, so I am going to add a tumbling tower block to the bottom of it so that it will raise up like the other 2 carrots. Since they're longer, they're actually sitting on the outside of the frame. And again, I will secure these in place with more hot glue. For this little rabbit, he will become a wreath ornament. I got this at Dollar Tree, and I also got the wallpaper at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to trace around that little rabbit and simply place the wallpaper on top. I want to add a little heart to the front of this rabbit, so I'm using Waverly chalk paint in silver lining, and I'm painting this heart that I guess I got at Dollar General or Dollar Tree. It's actually a corrugated paper heart, and I'm just giving that a coat of that silver lining paint. And now I'm using a black ink pad along with this little sponge dauber to go around the edge of my bunny just to give it a little bit of definition. I'll do the same thing with the heart as well. And the last little embellishment for this little bunny will be a bow. I'm also going to use a little pinch of this lace. I'm not sure what it is, from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add this underneath the bow as well. Once I glue the paper heart down, this little bunny is ready for my wreath. Don't forget that I have the playlist linked in the description box below, along with Krista and Brenda's channels. Don't forget to check out this video right here. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the sheet. Bye now.